Alright, so back to the mud flats with the faerie. Who's telling you not to recover the... Who's telling you the opposite, not to recover the other puppet.
Well, I mean, a job's a job.
Okay. It's like, but is your job worth unleashing yet more strife onto the land?
I don't make the rules.
It's like, so what is he even offering you anyway?
Like 100 favor?
It's like, well, and so... Like, she's pondering. That's like... Well, And she's just like, she's trying to come, you could tell she's trying to come to a decision, but she's like, she's having a hard time. It's like, give me like a minute or two, and then I'll see what I can do.
Wait, even if you offer me something, I won't not do the job. It's a matter of reputation.
Okay. It's like, what reputation? What type of reputation do you hope to get from unleashing a mass murderer?
That I will do the job.
Okay. It's like, yeah, and then who would be willing to accept your type of hiring?
Anyone who wants a job done.
Alright, so... It's like, you know what? This talk is pointless. So, and then she just starts floating away.
Hope to see you again.
Okay. And so she says, we won't. You've already seen to that. So, and so, like, they stop the pointing thing, and one of them's looking away. Like, the two are looking away, and the marionette's the only one looking at you. And it's like, so I take it you had a talk with the little creature.
Yes, apparently, one of you might turn into a mass murderer if we gain that marionette again.
And she's like, likely.
Then why are you looking?
It's like, it's not my idea. Personally, I wouldn't have even come to this place. It's really more, so it's really more his idea. He's pointing at the puppet master. It's like, it's really more his idea.
Then I like tap the puppet master on the shoulder and say, then why are you wanting...
So, and he just kind of shrugs.
Is that saying you don't have a reason, or...
So he's like, he's looking at the others for support, but they're not saying anything. They're like shaking their heads no. Then he just kind of lets out a sigh, and he starts reaching for his face mask. He takes off the mask, and you see he doesn't have a mouth. Like, it's, think normal human features, but he doesn't have a mouth. Like, where there should be a mouth, it's just a smooth thing there, or whatever you might want to call it.
I pull out like an ink and like a quill and piece of paper, just like, if you want to say something, can you write?
Okay, so he can't really say anything. So he's like pointing at his mouth that he doesn't have a mouth. And then he just puts his hands up, like palm up, so like, you know, I can't speak. I don't have a mouth.
I pass him a quill and a piece of paper.
Okay, so he's looking at it, like he takes the quill and piece of paper and he's just kind of looking at it playfully, like he doesn't even know what to do with it. And he starts drawing a face on his face. So he draws like a smiley face.
Dot, dot, dot.
What do you do with that? Like he's not using it for what it's used for. Because he's using the piece of paper, and he's using the piece of paper to like, he's kind of like using it like a post-it note. He's folding it so that he can have multiple expressions on his face. Happy, sad, dazed.
So is this you saying that you don't have a reason, or is this you just not wanting to tell me?
So he's not really paying attention to you. Like he's amused by his own face. Like and then he pulls the paper away. And he's looking at the faces he drew on it, and he's kind of chuckling to himself. If he can chuckle, he can't really. He makes the motion of chuckling, but he doesn't make a sound.
I turn to one of the marionettes and say, "Can you make him act sensibly?"
It's like, no, not really. It's like, I have a feeling he lost it a little bit. It's like, maybe that's why he's looking for it. Although the puppet is highly aggressive and very combat-oriented, I think he lost a part of his mind when it was taken from him. And he's trying to recover that peace of mind.
Whoever said that peace of mind was a good thing?
It's like, well, if you have to deal with this day in, day out, it's just looking at the puppeteer being the puppeteer. You have to deal with this day in, day out, wouldn't you want him to be back to normal?
But according to what I've heard, normal is a mass-murdering sociopath.
It was like, yeah, I guess.
So that's generally worse.
It's like, you got a better idea?
We can leave, you don't have to pay me.
It's like, yeah, that helps you, not so much us. We're still stuck with the same problem.
Well, who says him being slightly silly is a problem?
It's like, well, he can't make savvy decisions.
And you think a mass-murdering sociopath will make savvy decisions?
No, that wouldn't either. And like I said, it's not my idea.
I just don't see the point of this whole escapade.
It's like, yeah, me neither. It's like, ask him. And he's still doing the face thing. It's like, it's almost like a child. Like he's got your paper folded into multiple folds so that you can change the face by just flipping it. So he's flipping it between the emotions and he's laughing to himself. It's like happy, ha 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 ha, ha. Sad, ha 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 ha.
I just take the piece of paper back from him.
And like he's trying to hold on to it. It's like, hey, that's mine. And then you just yank it. And so he's all sad. It's like, oh.
This is a serious topic.
And so he's just got his hands to his face and he's like got the crying motion. Remember, he can't make a sound, so he can't he can't really cry out or anything. But the only thing he can do is the motions.
Do you want to play a game of charades?
So no, he's too focused on. You just took whatever it was from him. So
if we play a game of charades, you can get it back.
Yeah, and that it's like, all right, cool. So he kind of looks up a little bit. And he's got that questioning look of, okay.
Describe to me why you want him back.
Okay, and he kind of just shrugs. That's his description. He doesn't know.
Is it an urge? Is it an inkling? Is it anything?
And so he looks at the other puppets for support. What do? Still nothing. So he's like, he doesn't know, but I guess they know, but they don't want to say anything.
So you brought me all the way out here to find something that you don't even know why you want, that could turn you into a horrible person.
So he just nods. It's like, he nods and shrugs. He doesn't quite know.
Well, then neither of you two have anything to say?
It's like, well, yeah, none of them are saying anything. But then comes the problem. So you're just, how aware are you while you're having this conversation? So you're aware enough. You know that, like, you're looking around. Okay, so you're aware of your surroundings at the same time. So you're having this conversation, but you're seeing that it's starting to become foggier. But that's, it's like how? How is it becoming foggier in a mud flat?
Can I be like leading them to the edge of the solid area just in case we have to dive under the mud again?
Okay, so... So, yeah, so, let's see, will they be led? Yeah, they'll be led to the edge. So you're leading them to the edge of the mud in case you need to dive in. Like, the marionette, like, her arms are starting to deploy blades and stuff. The other puppet's got, like, basic weapons out. The puppeteer doesn't really do anything, he's just kind of there.
He just stands, waiting and watching.
So, you hear a mechanical voice come out of the fog. It's like, target identified. Transdimensional being. Surrender immediately.
First of all, you identify yourself.
It's like, prohibited.
Can I
Identification,
ask why?
identification unacknowledged.
I just like spout out a random identification.
Yeah, so... So you spout out something random. It doesn't work for you, but it does work for him.
So I have no clue what I'm saying, but he's just like, yeah okay.
Pretty much. It's like identification. Watcher containment unit. You are considered a threat. Advise surrender.
Stand down.
Okay, so can you actually give it that order? So you tell it to stand down. Does it obey? It does obey. So the fog starts to dissipate. So it's the weird technobabble apparently worked, and you didn't even know what you were saying at the time. So the fog starts to die down, and you see this thing come out of the smoke. You're not quite sure what it is. It looks like a construct. So the puppet master immediately recognizes it, and you see that one of his hands shoots out, and you see strings start to reattach itself to that. So are you in the way of the strings?
Yes.
Why?
He's
well,
trying
can you
to
block the strings is the better question. So no. So the strings go beyond. Like, you're trying to step in the way of the strings, but the strings are going past you.
This is not a marionette. This is not a puppet. It is...
Okay, so... And he's like, his body just jolts. Like, and then he just collapses onto his knees. But then he just slowly starts rising up and starts righting himself. The puppet falls in line with the rest. Or the construct falls in line with the puppets. Then you hear like a weird voice come out. Thank you. I needed that.
Why do you have a watcher containment unit?
That's like, oh, you didn't know? So, and now, like, he is talking to you now, even though he doesn't have a mouth.
Know of what?
It's like, you and I, we're not too dissimilar, as with the rest of the Watchers. I am also from another dimension.
People keep on saying from another dimension. Just because I was
That's
there...
the only... It's like, no matter, even if you were there for a brief time, it still counts you as extraordinary.
But extraordinary does not mean from.
It's like close enough.
Nowhere near close enough.
It's like, and then he's walking in a direction. And it's like, I see you're the type to question everything around you. Can't just let things lie.
No, I just prefer facts instead of fiction.
Okay. That's like, is it not true that you were in another dimension for the longest time? That you only recently come back?
Yes, that is true.
So how can you any realistic way say that you were from this dimension, when you've spent so long in the other one?
Because from is a statement of origin. I originated here.
It's like, as you can originate from wherever else you came from. So you simply identify that you exist here.
You're making very little sense.
Okay? It's like, and he kind of chuckles, it's like, in time you'll realize nothing really makes sense.
Oh, I already knew that. That's why I'm trying to figure it out.
It's like, some things are just easier not to figure out.
Who said I wanted something easy?
And so it's like, I could see why they didn't accept you into the Watchers. You question far too much. It's like, you're too much of a wild spirit. We can't temper anything like that.
Well, now I know why the faerie didn't want you having your toy back.
It's like, yes. She knew the dangers of the Watchers in a way. It's like, and we're not exactly... So, like, he kind of shrugs and... It's like, we're not exactly loved in these parts. Although we do our job of keeping extra-dimensional things at bay, we are a bit of outsiders. We're not exactly normal people. If that term even exists in this dimension.
It's a lot more normal than many of the other places.
It's like, well, you helped me, and I thank you. It was getting a little strange having the mind of a child.
Well, make sure you don't go destroying anything.
It's like, oh, that was just a fabrication. Well, it's like, you do not have the proper clearance to know the information I'm going to say.
I state just a clearance number.
Okay. No, he's not talking to the machine, you're talking to him.
Yeah,
So-
and I state a clearance number.
Okay, so, it's like, that may have worked on the machine, but that won't work on me. Sorry. Nice try, though. It's like, and besides, and he's kind of chuckling, it's like, I was about to give you the information.
Oh.
Why are you questioning? So it's like, I see you've misconstrued my intent.
Anyway, continue.
So, just, you are, I would say, being watched, or you're on the watch list.
Of the Watchers?
It's because of what you may represent. You may represent a threat to our order. So we have to keep you on watch.
I wish to do nothing to your order.
It's like, we can't take too many chances. You're on the watch list, and so long as you don't do anything harmful, then we have no reason to come after you. Otherwise, we'll have to try and stop you.
Yes, that's why your droid was threatening violence to me the moment it saw me.
It's like, that's just his subroutine. Every time he picks up anything extra-dimensional.
Sorry.
And it's like, so what were you looking for out here anyway? You didn't just come out here just for the money, did you?
Pretty much, I'm very desperate.
It's like, And so, like, he's, one moment, please. And so he walks away. And do you pick up any of what he's doing?
Nope.
So...
There's another piece of basalt rock over here, and I'm pondering over it again.
It's like, what's basalt doing here? You know that's probably going to come back, like, later.
Shrug.
Yeah, the whole basalt rock thing is probably going to come back. You know, every time you introduce something, it comes back.
That's the way I like it.
Okay, so... and he comes back, and it's like, we're going to wait here a little bit. Seems that you've garnered a little bit more attention than we thought.
Perfect.
How long is a little bit? Do a D6. So about 10 minutes, and then more people start to show up. And you're seeing like a strange mix of people. I mean, some of them look mundane, some of them look not so mundane. Like you see, do you recognize any of them? Okay, so...
Oh, Bob, how you going?
Okay, so the ones you recognize are... You recognize the Dark Elf. And what about Pastra? They recognize you as well. So you roll a D2. Let's check this out. Okay, so it's a Dark Elf man, and you see them, they see you, and apparently you recognize each other. There's the Crow Man from earlier. Remember the first time you met him? And you're seeing like this is a strange menagerie of just different things that you wouldn't expect to be like in the same area at the same time. And so, like he said, glad you all could make it. And the bandit's like, hey, what's this about? You called us into the middle of this shit pile. And for what? It's like, why we're here?
Sadly, some of it is literally shit.
Yeah. It's like, and so like the Dark Elf's like, you don't need to remind us. We can smell it just fine.
You can smell? I can't smell.
It's like, alright, focus. It's like, he's like snapping this puppet master's like snapping his fingers, like, focus, eyes up here. Focus on me. Right, if you haven't noticed, this is, you probably half of you have met him by now. And it's like, yes, so the Crow Man is like, yes, I have. Very strange one. Why are we here, though? It's like, because I think we could use his talents. Maybe not in the Watchers, but as an asset. So, and the female, like the outcast, is like, you would have us compromise our operation by putting someone on the watch list on our roster of active assets? What are you, crazy? And so, like, he looks at her and it's like, yes. I want to give it a shot at least. So it's like... So the assassin's like, well, you better have a better example than this. It's like... Because like he's looking at you, it's like, look at this man. He can barely handle himself. He only handles himself. He doesn't listen to orders. He's completely random, and he's got extra-dimensional problems. He can't sit still for very long. How is this going to be an asset to us? So, he's like, he's looking at you expecting an answer.
I'm quite intelligent. I'm also capable of many things.
I was like, yeah, I bet you are, but so is the rest of us. But at least we don't keep it in the dark. And at least we didn't end up on the watch list.
Well, it's not like it was deliberate. Getting through the dimensional barriers is a bit of a bitch.
It's like, you weren't actually supposed to get through those. They were there for a reason. When you got sucked into where you were supposed to stay there. But you didn't.
Have you ever been to the void?
It's like, and so like he pulls down his, like he takes off his arm guard and you see that his arm's purple. Like the left arm is purple. And it's got some weird scales on it. It's like, yeah, we've met.
Then you know why I left.
It's like, it's not for everybody to escape. And it's like, not without authorization.
Philly. Authorization.
So that's the order of business, but apparently you bypassed the order of business.
Well, you said it.
And so he's looking at it as like, really, this is what we're going to be recruiting. Out of everything else we could have, this is what we got? I was like, and so like he just, oh, pshaw, what's the worst that could happen? And so the outcast female comes forward. It's like, well, he could have access to all of our secrets if he's on that list. If any of those gets out, if he blabs about any of them, it could be the end of us. It's like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to make sure he doesn't get any of the secrets. He will serve his purpose specifically. And so, like, and he gets really stern, like, the puppet master gets really stern. It's like, this isn't a debate. I'm telling you this is what's happening. I just wanted to let you all know. Now that the meeting's over, I suggest you all go back to your posts. So, and everybody just shrugs and they start, or everybody just starts walking away.
Did they walk all the way here just for that?
Apparently. So, and she's like, you know, this is outrageous. This is not going to happen. I'm not going to let this happen. And it's like, well, if you don't want it to happen, you know the procedures to make things not happen, which means you have to likely kill him, but good luck with that, because he's not exactly a pushover. Yeah, and she just groans and she just starts walking away. It's like, ugh, fine.
What makes you want to...
And so, like, she's ignoring you completely. She doesn't even want anything to do with you. Because she apparently hates you.
Already making enemies.
Okay. Well, she made you an enemy. It's not so much you made her an enemy. Okay, so... It's like, and so it's like, oh, congratulations. She must like you a little bit, because otherwise she would have just called you out and killed you right here. Not bad.
Not
bad. Guess you made an impression.
I do my best.
Okay, so... And you feel yourself get turned around, and it's like, we've met before.
Probably.
Let's see. It's like, I remember you, but do you remember me? That's D100. So you have vague memories of him. So this is before you got sent into another dimension. Long time ago. You remember that you had a colleague, and I guess he was your colleague, or at least someone of his description.
Oh, you look familiar.
Were you both there? Okay, so if I recall, it was an experiment that sent you to another dimension.
Yeah, I was trying to get to like another dimension, but then it backfired and...
Yeah, so he just happened to be in the area at the time, so this was not a localized event. This consumed your lab along with most of the town.
I just like stopped stunned for a moment.
Okay. That's like what? You thought you were the only survivor of that incident? A couple of us survived. You're looking at the other one behind you. So... It's like, and I'm pretty sure that woman was also involved. Maybe that's why she doesn't like you so much.
I didn't know.
It's like, of course you didn't. At the time, you haven't changed a bit. So much science, so much wanting for knowledge, yet not understanding the consequences. I even warned you of it too. I knew what would happen if you tried to tamper with dimensions. You didn't listen. And yet here we are. Now we're all here again.
So many people.
Said, don't beat yourself up. If not you, someone else would have tried it. At least that's what the Watchers keep saying. Curiosity, yes, it's a dangerous thing. And so, like, he's looking at you, it's like, sorry I didn't tell you that. It's not a very easy memory to give. I had to put aside my indifference to you to make the right decisions. I just wish everyone, and he kind of cracks a joke, it's like, I just wish everyone shared that opinion. And so they're looking at you, it's like, oh, will you be alright?
Give me some time.
Yeah, so. It's like, ah, yes, it's not every day you find out you condemned quite a few people to the void, along with yourself. Yeah, it's like, if it makes you feel any better, we made sure most of those who were condemned to the void were freed. Not many of them came back in sane, per se. So, like, the puppet master's coming forward, and he's looking at you, and so are the marionettes and stuff. And it's like, you know, I'm not quite sure about you either. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is a mistake. But then again, part of me says that I should give it a try. So we'll see how you do so far. And it's like, and what's the worst that could happen? You mess up and we have to kill you. I mean, that's nothing new. That's business as usual. That's like, right. Down to business. You said you needed funding. What exactly did you need this funding for?
A tower.
It's like a tower. Tower where?
Old safe haven.
It's like, ah, yes, we heard about that. Safe haven was destroyed by the undead. I take it you had a hand in liberating it.
I may have removed a couple.
It's like, it's not good for you to get involved in these things, especially if you're extra-dimensional, but that's officially, unofficially, many of us do get involved with things. I don't know why I haven't just changed that rule yet. And so, it's the Dark Elf that talks like, it's because you haven't taken the time to write it. And it's like, he's holding up the note. Remember the one with the multi-smiley face thing? Like, remember, it was in your hand last time we checked, and now it's in his hand. It's like, ah, yes, my facial expressions on a piece of paper. Wait,
I
what?
thought I dropped it.
Say that again?
I thought I dropped it so I could, like, drag him over to the edge earlier.
Okay. Well, he has it back in his hand, so it's like, ah, yes, my facial expressions are drawn on a piece of paper. I'm sorry, I wasn't in the right mind at the time, but I'll get on that as soon as possible. It's like, right, well... So, is he going to... He's not going to introduce himself. It's like, I'll leave you to your new handler. And I will be on my way. So he starts walking this way, and like he starts. You see that the steam thing, or the weird construct, is producing clouds of steam, and he's just walking on the steam through the air. Well, with the marionettes in tow.
Wait, handler? Wait, handler?
Yeah. It's like, so, and then the Dark Elf just starts walking away, and then the other one's left. It's like, he means me.
Okay.
It's like, you will be getting most of your assignments from me, and I am supposed to give a weekly progress report to see that if you're still capable of what we're about. It's like, make no mistake, this is very tentative, and just know that if you do prove to be too troublesome, we will simply liquidate your contract, and you will be back on the watch list for observation.
Well, I'm perfectly fine with being observed.
Okay, so... It's like, you know, this is your opportunity to get some sort of coin into your pocket. The Watchers have quite a bit of asset behind them. They would definitely be in your best interest to get us on your side.
If you say so, boss.
Okay, it's like, don't call me that. I never was anyone's boss.
Well, you're the one who pays me and controls whether I'm employed
It's
or
like,
not.
I don't pay, I'm just the middleman. I give you the assignments given to me, and I give you the pay that they say the assignments are worth.
Shrug.
It's like, that doesn't mean that, it's like, you have your autonomy. Just know that there is a quota to fill. We do want you to actually do these missions.
What type of missions specifically?
It's like, that's for the higher-ups to know, not for me. I am simply the middleman giving you the mission.
Okay then. Is there anything I'm supposed to be doing currently, or can I go back and do other jobs?
It's like, yes, there is something. So, we're gonna go to the world map for a bit. So, on the world map, yes, we've been picking up some strange things to the south. There's a lake there that's been, let's just say, odd. Nature hasn't been acting the way it's supposed to in that area. So he's talking about this area, this whole area, which is just one giant lake. Normally the area is peaceful and pristine, but it seems now it's becoming more and more hostile. We're not quite sure what's causing it. We need you to go there and investigate. Why we assume it's extra-dimensional? Because there's a lot of strange readings coming from that direction. Nothing magical. It's like nothing magical would cause this much temporal flux, or any of this.
You want me to go south and check out a lake?
It's like, it's not just the lake we're worried about, it's the entire environment. It seems even the animal life is becoming more and more hostile. It's like, we assume there's some void activity involved, because some of the creatures that are coming out are not natural to this environment.
The moment the void is mentioned, I start walking.
Okay. It's like, I hope you're walking towards the mission.
Yeah, I'm walking south.
Okay, so it's like, so you don't want to know about payment or any of that? You just want to go about the business?
As long as I'm getting paid. Unlike last
Very
time.
well.
Last 2 times, actually. People don't like paying me.
Because they don't know what you're doing with the money. Now that there's basically it's the Watchers that now know what you're doing with the money. So it's like, maybe they won't even pay you. Maybe they'll just give you the materials to build the tower with. It's like, why give him money? Just give him, you want a specific thing, and so they're going to give you the specific thing. Okay, so you start, is he going to follow you? No, he's going to, it's like, you're on your own. So, do encounter. That's a lot of zones to cross. Of course, you don't even get to move 5 feet before you encounter more things.
Could you ping me?
Yeah, I'm working on it, I'm working on it.
Thank you.
So you're about to leave, but then you see someone spring out from, like, nowhere. It's like, I told you I wasn't going to allow this to happen.
I literally just teleport past her.
Okay. So, and she does a grab onto your shoulder. Do it to 100. How fast is your reaction time? So she tries to grab your shoulder, but what do?
Teleport again. No touching.
Okay, so, and she's easily, like, she's moving with you. Like, she's trying to grab you again, so can you resist this one? Okay, so, remember, overload is 6, so if you try and teleport 6 times, you'll go into overload.
I just continue walking away because she couldn't really grab me.
Okay, she's still trying to, like, she's trying to keep up, but it's like, hey, stay still.
I'm off to do a job, don't get in the way.
Okay, so she's still she's still right behind you, still grabbing at you, so.
You can follow me if you want to watch.
Yeah, she's still going for a grab, so what do you do?
Just stop that. And I'm just like batting her hands away.
Okay, she counters that. She grabs your wrists. So what's your counter?
I like just like flick my wrist and she goes flying and I'm just like, oh crap.
Alright, now she doesn't go flying. She has a, she does a flip and she just lands right there.
Sorry, that was a little violent.
And she's not caring. She's still trying to go for grabs.
Why do you keep on trying to grab me?
Okay. It's like testing a theory. That's her response. So, and then she finally grabs you and it's like, gotcha. So you can't keep it up forever. Eventually you wear out. So that was pretty much you were able to evade. Wait, she still got you in her grip. You couldn't resist that.
Yeah, she's holding me, but I'm still walking.
How are you still walking?
Sheer strength. Or not.
Yeah, so it's like you didn't roll on it yet. It's like you skipped ahead too many steps. Okay, so you're trying to outstrength her, but again, like you're just trying. Like she's standing in place like a statue, holding your arm. And you're like doing everything, like you're trying to... Are you being cartoonic about it?
No, I'm just walking and the mud beneath me is slipping.
Okay, yeah. Like you're not moving anywhere. Do you slip and fall, or are you like still standing? So you slip and fall, because you thought you were still moving forward, but you weren't.
So why are you holding on to me?
Okay, So you are in a position, basically you've slipped and fell, and she's picking you up, like, right by the arm, so that you're looking at her. That's like, I don't like you.
And I have a job to do.
Okay. It's like, yeah, you do. But that doesn't mean I'm going to let you do that job.
Why not? I'm helping you by all accounts.
It's like, so you say. But I don't like the whole idea that we're helping someone build some sort of tower for an unknown purpose. So you're going to tell me what is it you're planning to do?
Research.
It's like, yeah, what research?
Water magic, mainly. There's been a real influx in elemental water magic recently. Sea levels are rising. It's horrible. I'm trying to stabilize it. Well, if I can get a tower made.
It's like, that's probably because the great dragons are dying.
Yes. That was my first lead.
And it's like, we already have that one in hand.
Doesn't look like it.
It's like, it's all cyclical. This is only this is only temporary. It'll come down to the children of these great dragons to restabilize the land. It's cyclical. It'll keep going.
I know this, but Tiamat's egg is in the hands of some lich.
It's like, yes, we're aware of that. We're trying to deal with that now.
Trying, but it sounds like you're failing.
It's like, it's not very easy to negotiate with the King of the Dead.
Thus, I'm creating a tower to stabilize it, at least for now.
It's like, we don't need a tower to do that. And the fact, and she's looking around, it's like, the fact that the land is still stabilized, it means that you haven't done anything, and we have.
Well, I'm trying to at least fine-tune it, so, you know,
it's like you were tampering, it's like, this sounds silly, like, she's got an evil smile, and it's like, this sounds a lot like your previous experiment.
My previous experiment was trying to prove a point.
It's like, and how is this any different?
I'm trying to save people here.
And it's like, yeah, like you saved that town that you caused a rift in.
I know that was wrong. And
it's like, and she's like, she snaps, it's like, wrong? You were warned several times by multiple people, and you still did it. You know how many people were lost in that experiment?
I have no clue, but I'm going to try and find out at some point.
Like, we're talking thousands, at least 3,000 people. Snuffed out in one move. It's like half of them have become threats to the Watchers. And it's all because of your little experiment. You just couldn't leave well enough alone.
I will not try and explain why I did it, because frankly it was foolish.
And it's like, yes, at least we agree on that.
I know that now, and I'm not planning on opening a rift to the void at any point.
No, it's like, oh, and what happens if this little stabilization experiment fails too? Will the whole land decide to destroy itself?
I wasn't planning on stabilizing it immediately or being ridiculous and dangerous like I was the last time. I plan to learn from my mistakes.
And it's like, you don't make the same mistake twice, especially on that magnitude.
That's my point. Are you agreeing with me now?
Yeah, so, it's like, no. It's like, I don't agree with what that's like. So, like, she pretty much just lets go. It's like, I don't agree with what the Watchers are doing.
Then take it up with them, not me.
It's like, but you are the problem. And if history decides to repeat itself, you will do the same mistake.
I'm not planning to repeat history.
It's like, it's in, she turns around, it's like, that's not up to you.
If it's not up to me, then who on earth is it up to?
It's like, you'll find out soon enough. And so she just walks away and she's gone.
Some people. I just continue walking.